My name is Raz Bahari, and I teach at Islamabad School of Excellence. Today, I'm going to share with you some of the ideas on outlining. Making an outline is a very big problem for students. Students often find it difficult to make an outline. Today, we are going to discuss some of the points that might be helpful to you. So let us start on outline. What is an outline? An outline is basically the outline is to the essay what a map is to a city. So in fact, outline shows relationship between parts and the total structure of the essay. It is a blueprint. It is in fact a map, or it is a plan that details or that hints the direction and how you are going to develop that outline into an essay. So let us start. What are some important things that you will have to keep in mind while writing an outline? Point number one. First thing that you will have to keep in mind, that is number one. An outline is a means of testing the proposed organization of your essay. Like, how are you going to organize all the ideas that you have about the topic? You have to organize them. So it's a means of testing the proposed organization of your essay. Second thing is, it's a tool for clarifying and developing the purpose of your essay. You can test the purpose and you can also clarify the purpose of your essay through your outline. Outlines are of two types, topic outlines and sentence outlines. Topic outlines are the outlines in which parts are expressed as words or phrases, not in full sentences, and they are easier to construct. So that's why they are very popular, and mostly students go for topic outlines. Second type of outlines, they're called sentence outline. And in sentence outlines, what you do, parts are expressed as sentences. So you write your outline either in words or phrases. If you write your outline in words or phrases, that will be topic outline. And if you write your outline in sentences, that is incomplete sentences. It requires more careful planning and it's better for logical expression of ideas and arguments. In practice, what happens? Most sentence outlines evolve out of preliminary topic outlines and all headings. Next point is, so what you do, you can write topic outline, you can later on, you can convert that into sentence outline. And all headings should be marked with an appropriate symbol. This symbol can be Roman numeral, it can be English capital alphabet, or they can be Arabic numerals. But each point must be marked with an appropriate symbol and indented, and it should be indented. Indented so that it is to show the degree of division. Here you can see title. First of all, you will write the title, then thesis statement here. Point one, I indented it, and then you will indent it further. So this is how you can indent it. You can leave some space. Indented to show the degree of division. These are major divisions and minor divisions. This is how you can differentiate major divisions from minor divisions. In practice, most outlines, like they are out of, okay, next point is no single. So all headings must be marked with Roman numerals, capital letters, and they can be 1, 2, 3 Arabic numerals as well. If you think you need to further subdivide it, you can use those symbols as well. And there should be no single division. For example, after 1, you cannot just write A. If there is no B, you should not. Similarly, if in 2, there are 2 subdivisions, such as in 4 or 5, I have not written any further subdivision, like single division. Either there should be more than 1 or no division at all. And outline, no single divisions, no confusion in major and minor divisions. Here you look at this, major divisions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minor divisions, there's clearly there's no confusion in these divisions, major and minor divisions. The outline should keep the grammatical structure of all headings parallel. All these headings should be parallel. Like you should use parallel grammatical structures. Same case. If you're using first form of the verb, you should use first in all those parts. If you're using second form of the verb in a point, and there are more than 2 verbs, so the form of the verb should be similar. It should be similar if you're using third degree of adjective and next, and then begin with it. If you're using another degree, it must be third degree of adjective or participle. If you're using parallels, means using similar grammatical structures. And first, finish. And the outline should keep the grammatical structure of all headings parallel. First, finish major divisions, then minor divisions. Do the Roman numerals 1, 2, 3. Here is a Roman numeral before you begin with the capital letters, and capital letters before you begin with the Arabic numerals. So first use Roman numerals, then you can go for the capital letters, and then the Arabic numerals. Once again, I repeat this point: do the Roman numerals before you begin the capital letters, and the capital letters before you begin the Arabic numerals. Work out an outline in a series of stages and then complete it. Like what you can do first, you can generate ideas, then you can make topic outline. After that, you can evolve it and develop it to sentence outline. Work out an outline in a series of stages and then complete. Once it is complete, you should test your outline. How can you test your outline? There are 4 points. Number 1, thesis statement. Is thesis statement according to the topic? Is it clear? And is it what you are going to develop or how you are going to develop your essay? So it should be clear, it should be to the point, according to the topic, and it must also show that this is the foundation of your essay. You are giving direction to your essay. You will have to develop your essay according to the topic and your thesis statement. Basically, you're drawing boundaries for yourself. So then you have to remain within these boundaries throughout your essay. Throughout your essay, you will have to follow the topic and the thesis. So they should be interconnected. And number 1, thesis statement. Number 2, logical and clear relationship between parts. Different parts that you will write in your outline, there must be a logical and clear relationship between parts. All these points, like these Roman numerals, should point to your thesis statement, and these ABC should point to your 1, 2, 3, 4, these Roman numerals. And in this way, this outline will be well-structured outline. And number 3, C, sufficiently developed. Outline must be sufficiently developed to be thoroughly useful. All these points should be helpful. And do the Roman numerals. Now ask yourself a question. Do the Roman numerals point back to the thesis and the capital letters to the Roman numerals? Roman numerals back to the thesis. Thesis will be according to the topic, and Roman numerals to the thesis, and these English alphabet to this. And if there is 1, 2, 3 further subdivision, they should point out to these alphabet. So ask yourself a question to test your outline. That is, do the Roman numerals point back to the thesis and the capital letters to the Roman numerals? And this is a sketch that I've made. Number one, title. After title, we will write the thesis statement. Then we will write the points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, for example, you have 5 points, and then point 1 has 3 subdivisions. I have used these symbols A, B, C, capital, not small, even AB. And point 3 has also AB. And then 4 and 5, they don't have any subdivisions. So these are some of the things that I want to share with you about outlining. Now let us repeat. Number one, first, outlining. The outline is to the essay as what a map is to a city. So in outline, your parts must be relevant to the point, and they should tell us about the total structure, and they must be related to it. Point number one, outline is a means of testing the proposed organization of an essay, and it's a tool for clarifying and developing the purpose of an essay. So that is A, and this one is B. And topic outline, point number here, number 2. Topic outlines, your outlines can be topic outlines and sentence outlines. Topic outlines are parts are expressed as words. Parts are expressed as words. This is point number 2. Here is A and this is B. Topic outline parts, in topic outline parts are expressed as words or phrases. They are easy to construct. And sentence outlines parts are expressed in sentences, and a sentence outline requires more careful planning, and it is better for logical expression of ideas and arguments. That will be good. Number C. In practice, most sentence outlines evolve out of preliminary topic outlines. And next is point number 3. All headings should be marked with an appropriate symbol and indented to show the degree of division. No single division. This is A, this one is B. No single divisions, no confusion in major and minor divisions. The outline should keep the grammatical structure of all headings parallel. 3. Now point number 4. First, finish major divisions, then minor divisions. Do the Roman numerals before you begin the capital letters, and the capital letters before you begin the Arabic numerals. This is A and B. Then number 5. Work out an outline and in a series of stages. Then we can make it C. And then, because that is related to this, and then number 5. Number 5, that is test your outline by asking yourself these 3 questions. We can give them capital letters because A, B, and C, and D. Test your outline. A, thesis statement. B, you will have to be very careful when you write your thesis statement, because if your thesis statement has any problem, the whole essay depends upon this is the foundation of your essay. And B, logical and clear relationship between parts and the essay. And C, it should be sufficiently developed to be thoroughly useful. And D, most important, is a very important point, do the Roman numerals, point back to the thesis, and the capital letters to the Roman numerals. And this is how you will write an outline, title, thesis statement. And major divisions are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can make 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is up to you. And minor divisions are easy, and then further subdivisions can be 1, 2, and 3 Arabic numerals. So that is how you will have to make an outline. And I hope it was useful. Next lecture will be about, I will share an outline with you and you can see how an outline is made. I hope this lesson will be useful for you. I am new to this YouTube, so there might be some problem as I can see. I hope like you will give feedback and I'll try to improve this image because there is some problem in looking at the board, the writing that will be difficult for you to read. So I'll try to fix it as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like, hit like button. I will be waiting for your feedback, and I also need your help to improve these videos so that everybody, those people who are sitting at home in this corona pandemic, they can understand, they can learn, and it will be also a good way of spending your time in these difficult times. Stay safe, take care of yourself, and those who are nearby, thank you very much. Have a nice day.